There was this post like last week from director Denis Villeneuve. He's the guy who directed Sicario, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. He's also going to be directing the upcoming Dune Part 3. He's also going to be directing the next James Bond movie. And they were asking him questions about attention spans in the youth. And he had a quote. He said, Oppenheimer is a 3-hour R-rated film about nuclear physics that is mostly talking, but the public was young. That was there for and that was by far the movie of the year for my kids. There is a trend. The youth love to watch long movies because if they pay, they want to see something substantial. They are craving meaningful content. Now, the reason I saved this, and I wanted to draw a comparison with something else, was like the next day, maybe even the same day, there was this article from Reese Witherspoon who was talking about the looming, like artificial intelligence basically looming over Hollywood, and talking about how the shifting attention spans of young kids is going to force Hollywood to drastically change their business model. And I don't know if that necessarily just means short form content. That's never going to be all they make. But I was interested in this because from what I saw, he's actually right. Denis Villeneuve, I was kind of wondering if he was maybe in his own bubble. And he's like a Hollywood director. Maybe he doesn't understand necessarily who was going. Just because your kids wanted to go see it, you're a famous director. I'm sure you've instilled some level of, love for the craft into your kids. Apparently, 60% of the audience was between 18 to 34, 37% of those under the age of 35, and men made up 70% of the audience. So I thought maybe this could be a gendered thing, that men are just the ones that want to go out to the movies. But Barbie wasn't short. It wasn't an hour and 30 minutes. And 74% of that audience, which was, of course, mostly women, was under the age of 29, 46% under the age of 22. So I think what it means, actually, is that, look, you can get young people to come out to the theaters. I don't know if necessarily it matters if the movie is, an hour and a half is still long for a young person these days. Like getting me to sit still for, I have to go to theaters because when I watch things at home, I cannot sit still most of the time, or I find myself going and scrolling on my phone. I'm 39. My brain is already cooked from years of using my phone, right? Nothing I can do about it. On top of the fact that, it was like 20 years of being on ADHD medication that I eventually had to get off of because when I got sober. Like, my attention span is not what it used to be. But when I go to the theater, I find that to be a really, really rewarding experience. But I don't know if I buy that making longer movies is actually a precedent that they want to set for kids. I think instead what you have to do is actually make movies that kids want to see. Christopher Nolan is like an exception. Just like Denis Villeneuve is an exception talent-wise, Christopher Nolan is an exception because he doesn't represent the average director. He's the type of person who has enough stature in the industry that he has his own fan base called the Nolan Bros.
Oh, yeah?
Like, separate from just his movies, or people that they don't just go to see Batman. They went because he was the one making the movies. But, like, kids these days, if we're talking about younger Gen Z and then going into Gen Alpha, they're going to need movies that are actually based on franchises they want to see. And that happened this year when Minecraft came out, and it became the #1 movie of the year this year. Demon Slayer, which did really, really good at the box office, profiled heavily with young, like men under the age of 25. So look, comic book movies are out. It's a product of millennial nostalgia. Now, you'll still have an audience for it with millennials who want to go with their kids, just like the what do you call them? Like the princess movies are for millennial women that want to bring their daughters to go see them. The millennial men may want to go and bring their sons to go see it. But Minecraft, being the biggest movie of 2025, tells you the direction they're going. The movie doesn't have to be 60 minutes, 90 minutes long. It needs to be the regular length of a movie and just be on subject matter that they actually want to go and see. Does anybody, do you know anybody that's like on the younger side that actually wants to go watch movies anymore? Or is it simply because they're not making movies that they're into?
I think I don't know many young 20-year-olds that type of age, folks. So I couldn't answer that question. I know, but it would be nice if movies are longer because folks love to binge TV shows.
Yeah, that is an interesting point, right?
Yeah.
It's like they won't watch a 2.5-hour movie, but they'll watch 4 episodes of a 60-minute show.
I deal with this with my girlfriend all the time. Like, I'll be like, "Oh, I want you to watch this movie," and she's like, "How long is it?" And I'm like 2.5 hours, and she's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
And she listen. I'm not dogging my girlfriend. She's literally the best person in the world. But like, there are times where I'm just like, "Hey, let's watch this movie." I love this movie, and I'm excited to show you. And she's like, "How long is it?" And I'm like, "Oh God, we're never."
Part of it.
But we'll watch like we're watching You, which has 5 seasons and like 8 to 10 episodes every season. Yeah. You know?
But the weird thing about that is like that actually made sense back in the day because TV shows had beginning, middles, and ends. Meaning like when it was episodic, it told one story and then you went on and told the next story. Now the way that they shoot streaming, it's not even like that. It's like they just took an 8-hour cut and cut it up at random intervals. It doesn't even feel like it tells a complete story all the way through. Right? Yeah. So it's like, how does that even work if they can't even sit through? And that's me too. I fully admit that that's me. Like when I watch movies, I'm like, if it's under an hour, like the first thing you want to do if you want to make a movie appeal to me, make it under an hour and a half. Like make it under an hour and 45 minutes. If you can get me an hour and 45 minutes, that is the best thing ever for me. If it's under 2 hours, it's still really, really good. Once you start getting into 2 hours and 30 minutes, like everyone's like, you should go see, what is it? One Bad Thing After Another. The new Leonardo DiCaprio movie that they say glorifies leftist violence. And I'm like, look, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Fine. I'm not sitting through almost 3 hours.
Is that how long it is?
It's like 3 hours long. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
I don't hate long movies. Like I loved Oppenheimer. The only complaint I had about Oppenheimer is I thought that when they actually did show the nuclear explosion,
it was underwhelming.
It was underwhelming because it looked like regular fire, right? Like a nuclear explosion looks different to like a gasoline explosion. I was like, this looks like it's just fire. This is a bummer. But everything else was great. I even I really, really enjoyed it. Like I like historically based, fiction and stuff like that. So that's kind of in my wheelhouse anyways. But, I don't have a problem with long.
It was long. And this thing. But what I meant to say was like, when it's in the theaters, I can tolerate a long movie more than I can if it's at home, right? So both of the last 2 Mission Impossible movies have been very long. They were like 2 hours and 40 minutes, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I liked both of them. Of course, I kept missing important parts because I have to go to the bathroom. Every single time they should bring back intermissions.
I was just going to say that.
That'd be good. But Oppenheimer was amazing, and it was great in theaters. Here's the thing. I'm not going to watch it at home. Like I don't have I'm not enough of like a cinephile to like put in like a huge TV and sound system in my place to like have the theater experience.
Yeah, I got a sound bar and I got a subwoofer. That's it.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna watch Oppenheimer at home because it's not gonna interest me the same way as watching it in IMAX, and that goes true for Nolan as well. Like he's got the Odyssey coming out next year, and the pre-sales have already sold out. A year, they sold out for the IMAX 70mm screenings in July. When they released them. And there's been all sorts, like that's the movie where it's already getting pushed back because it's got Elliot Page in it.
What?
I wasn't in the trailer or in the teaser.
What is Elliot Page playing?
I don't know.
Is there a troll in the Odyssey?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, that'd be a very, very tiny troll, but yeah.
He's definitely not playing like some big gladiator.
What I would like to see Hollywood do, if I was to give them
that would be hilarious if they CGI'd Elliot Page's face on like The Rock's body.
I mean, The Rock, have you seen, we're going to talk about later, have you seen images of The Rock lately? He lost like a bunch of
we'll get into that.
He's still in better shape than most people, but than I'll ever be. But the other thing is, like, I would like to see Hollywood, if they want to start appealing to Gen Z, on like if they want to get the likes of Denis Villeneuve in lieu of making James Bond, which Gen Z doesn't care about James Bond. I'm guessing they just don't, and Gen Alpha certainly doesn't. Like, if you want to get people interested on the social media side in content, one thing that I would like to see, and I think that it would appeal just as much to younger kids because they like short form content, is I would like to see, and they'll never do this because of the strict rules around close set and the way that movies are made, I would like to see them find the most charismatic of the under the line workers, meaning the ones who actually do all of the set work. Now that's the stuff that all historically goes onto your bonus features and your DVDs, and they do put that all onto like the YouTube channels for like Universal or Disney and stuff like that, and like show them solving problems that happen, because there's all sorts of banal. It only came to my mind because yesterday we were having tech issues here. I'm like, what is it like when you're trying to shoot some really important scene and you're having lighting issues and you're having tech issues, cable issues, anything like that? This stuff does happen on set. They don't run streamlined perfect all the time. That's why it takes so long to set up and take stuff down, and to have somebody work, whose job it is to work on that stuff, make short form content for them. But they would never want to do that, because when they're making big budget movies, it's a closely guarded secret and they don't want stuff leaking and stuff like that. But it's a way that could appeal to Gen Z. But I'm telling you right now, more Minecraft. Make that Fortnite movie that they keep talking about making. I think Disney got the rights to the Fortnite movie, or one of the studios did. And more properties, not live action, but more like long form manga films released in studios. If you want to get interest from Gen Z and younger, is the only way that's going to happen. Otherwise, I don't think they care.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.